Happy hump day, coming off a nice 4-1 day. Let's talk some more seams. What's going on, everyone? Welcome back in to another episode for Just a Bet Outside. I am your host, Steven, and we are back with a smile on our face. That's right, 4-1 day yesterday. We will take it. We got lucky on the one-unit play, I'll be honest. Unlucky during the game, but got lucky at the end. So we'll go over that recap in just a bit. But as you guys know, the website, justabetoutside.com, is officially live. We have articles up there as well, and it's actually free to see the articles. We're not charging or anything for that. We have an MLB midseason futures article, an NBA offseason article, breaking down the biggest trades, signings, things like that, written by Zach, another team member that we have, and I'm going to hopefully write some articles here as well. So be sure to join. Again, that's free. Being a part of the community on the website is free. The only thing that would even cost any money is if you want to use those premium betting tools. And I'm telling you guys, they're incredible. They give you instant results on how you're doing, whether it's on DraftKings or how you're doing with minus 110 to minus 119 bets or plus money bets. Anything you can imagine, it's there with tax prep as well for help at the end of the year. And then clicking on one button and you're tailing a bet. That's how easy it is. So there's a lot to offer. Again, there's a video on our YouTube page. Go check out the tutorial. But if you want to try it out, use the promo code JABOLAUNCH and you get 1 free month. Now, it's Dinger Tuesday winner announcement time. This was a pretty cool winner. Congrats to @JTownRalphieG. That's right. His comment was, I'm going to take Nico Horner in honor of Ryan Sandberg. Plus 1,400, and it cashes. That's right. So congrats to you. Reach out to me. You can do it in the comments below or on X or Discord as well to make it a little easier. You get 2 free months of Outlier. But let's get into it. I got a short little dumb dad joke. So here we go. A man assaulted me with milk. How dare he? I said dumb. All right, in this video, we're going to recap yesterday. Nice 4-1 day. Then we're going to go over the good and bad hitter matchups, the best pitcher strikeout matchups, and then, of course, the full 15-game pitcher report. And we'll end it with the best bets and the recap. So hit that like button if you haven't already. Leave a comment below to help this channel continue to grow. If you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button. Come join this awesome community we have. Also, Discord link is below. Completely free to join. We do not charge for picks in this neck of the woods. But we also got NFL right around the corner, already prepping for some NFL futures and things like that. It's a great time of the year. So that's what we got. But let's get this rolling. And that means it's recap time. All right, there it is. No beautiful face in the corner. I know. No Ryan for a few more days. But it was a nice 4-1 day. Over 8.5 Phillies, White Sox. If you didn't see this, let me just say, it was unlucky and lucky. So 6-0 Phillies after 3 innings. I'm thinking this is just going to soar over. And guess what? Going to the 9th inning, 6-0 still. That's baseball for you. And then the White Sox with a guy on, Sammy Sosa comes up to the plate. I promise, it wasn't the other Sosa. It had to be Sammy. Hits a 2-run bomb after they already scored a run to make it 6-3. Next guy gets out and ends the game. And we go over. My goodness. Sometimes better to be lucky than good. Under 9 Dodgers, Cincy. Graham Ashcraft just ruined it. He just ruined it in the middle innings. They left him out too long. But either way, we take a tie. Dodgers went up 5-4 and they held on. So a push is, at least you're not losing money. So Logan Allen over 17.5 outs. Got a little sweaty at the end, but we will take that win. Seth Lugo over 4.5 Ks. Got the job done. And then Luis Arias got a hit in his 3rd at-bat. Michael Garcia got a hit in, I think, his 1st at-bat. That was a nice, easy winner. Don't look now. We're on a 2-bet streak on hitter props. That's right. But Tyler Glasnow over 16.5 outs was the only loss in that one. He completely fell apart in the 5th inning. I mean, it was ugly. Didn't even make it out of the 5th inning. So, again, 4-1. We will take it. There's the overall record down 6.49 units. Let's keep this rolling. That's 2 straight profitable days. Hopefully, we can make it a 3rd on Wednesday. So, that's what we got for the recap. Now let's talk the hitter matchups. All right, we got a lot of good hitter matchups for you today, and there's a couple big ones in that Toronto-Baltimore game. Over there, Ryan O'Hearn, a couple bombs, 12 for 37 off of Barrios. Vladimir Guerrero, how about 11 for 31 with 5 home runs off Dean Kramer. And then Adley Rutschman, obviously just came back. You know, hasn't been just great or anything this year. Injuries have hurt him. But 15 for 28, 6 extra base hits, and 4 home runs off Barrios. We've talked about that before in their matchups. Just a great one for him. And then Ketel Marte, 7 for 15 against Paddock. Then you go down, Soderstrom, 4 for 13. Tyler O'Neill, who's hitting the ball pretty well, 5 for 12 with a couple ding-dongs off of Barrios. And then over there on the right side, Goldie Goldschmidt, 6 for 12 off Zach Littell. Volpe, 5 for 11. You see Julio, Bryce Harper there. Salvador Perez, 4 for 8. He's swinging a hot bat. Austin Wells, how about 4 for 8 with 2 bombs off Zach Littell? Not too bad. And then Kyle Tucker hits Peralta well. Actually, we end with 3 Cubs. Tucker, Bertie, and PCA all hitting Peralta well. Again, smaller sample sizes, but together they are 10 for 21. Just did the math in my head real quick. I know, I'm so good. But either way, that's what we got for the best hitter matchups. Now let's take a look at the bad hitter matchups today. Starts with Ian Happ versus Peralta. How about 2 for 32 with the 14 Ks off Peralta? That's not good. Seiya Suzuki, 2 for 19 with 11 strikeouts. So we got some Cubs hitting him well, and we have some Cubs that can't touch him. Dansby Swanson, 2 for 18 with 8 strikeouts against them. And then we go to the non-Cub players down below, McNeil, Ward, Rooker, Butler. And then we got Pete Alonso with 4 Ks off Yu Darvish. And then Jordan Westbrook all the way down to France, Nimmo. Michael Busch is 1 for 10 also with 5 strikeouts against Peralta. So that's what we got for the hitter matchups. Now let's talk some Ks. All right, to be honest, there wasn't many great pitcher K matchups. You would think there'd be more with a 15-game slate, but I got 2. And honestly, they're both AL West games. So Nathan Eovaldi against the Angels. This is just kind of an okay one, to be honest. It was borderline. Angels 11th highest K rate versus righties last 3 weeks, 22.9%. Eovaldi 101 Ks in 96 innings this season. He's heating up again. And he's also got 15 Ks in his last 12.2 innings. Lower K rate on the road, though, 25.7 compared to 29.8 at home, obviously on the road here. Slightly higher K rate versus righties, 28.3 compared to 26.4. He had 6 Ks in 6 innings versus the Angels on July 8th in LA. Now the next one, Brian Wu of my Seattle Mariners going up against the Athletics A's. 4th highest K rate versus righties in the last 3 weeks, 24.7%. Wu, 121 Ks and 126.2 innings this year. He has 6+ Ks in 6 of his last 7. I mean, he's been very consistent when it comes to strikeouts. Almost identical home road splits. Nothing big there. Much higher K rate versus righties, 28.7 compared to 19.9 versus lefties. That is a pretty big difference there. And then 11 Ks in 12 innings so far versus the A's this season over 2 starts. So that's what we got for the best pitcher strikeout matchups. Now let's take a look at the pitcher report. All right, here are the first 8 matchups of the day. And all the averages are on the bottom. You got everything, hopefully, that you need. Expected ERA, whip, K rate, walk rate, home runs per 9, etc., etc. But we start out with Jose Barrios versus Dean Kramer. Barrios giving up 10 earned runs in 10 innings versus Baltimore this season over 2 starts. So Baltimore has his number. You saw Adley and some of those guys' numbers against him. Kramer, he's having a pretty solid season, but coming off a 5 earned run start last time out, he has gone 6+ innings in 4 of his last 5 and 7 innings in 3 of his last 5. And then Ryan Nelson versus Chris Paddock. Nelson coming off a 1-hit, 6-inning shutout at Pittsburgh continues to just be solid this year. And then Chris Paddock making his first start for the Detroit Tigers. Curious to see what they do differently with him, if they tinker with his pitches and all that. But nice start last time out, but for the most part, since then, right before that, he was struggling. Brian Bayo versus Zebby Matthews. I believe Matthews is on the mound. Obviously, check it out. This is the night before. But Brian Bayo giving up 2 to 3 earned runs in 5 of his last 6 starts, so pretty consistent. But he has given up 6 hits now in 3 straight. And then Matthews, he's made 3 good starts and 3 really bad starts, but he does have 38 Ks in 29 innings. He's got great swing and miss stuff, as you see by his 30.6% K rate. And then the lefty, Mackenzie Gore against TBD. Gore, been up and down lately, but after giving up 8 earned runs versus San Diego, he did bounce back with 5 innings, 1 earned run at Minnesota in his last start. And then TBD's just a heck of a pitcher. And then Joey Wentz versus Dallas Keuchel. Guys, that's insane. Joey Wentz, anyways, stretched out to 81 pitches last start. He's not a very good pitcher. I've said that before. And then Dallas Keuchel. Guys, I didn't even think he was an option anymore. The Kansas City Royals are pulling in any old pitcher they can. He threw 16.2 innings last season and had over a 5 ERA. He is a 37-year-old that hasn't been good since 2020. Him and Rich Hill, Dick Mountain, Rich over the hill, they are combined 82 years old, and the Royals have both of them. Taijuan Walker versus Adrian Hauser. Walker stretched out to 83 pitches last start, giving up 15 hits and 6 earned runs in his last 9.2 innings. And then Adrian Hauser, giving up 3 or less earned runs in all 11 starts, but he has given up 6 earned runs on 15 hits in his last 2 starts, starting to get hit up a little bit. And then Imanaga versus Peralta as the Brewers continue to roll. Imanaga got absolutely crushed by the number 1 offense versus lefties in the White Sox. You didn't see that yesterday, but he gave up 12 hits and 7 earned runs to them. Fastball Freddie giving up 3 earned runs in 11 innings versus the Cubs in 2 starts this year. Having a solid season, obviously, as you see by the numbers. And then Burrows versus Logan Webb. Burrows, nice 6-inning shutout versus Arizona last start. he's honestly been pretty solid outside of a couple bad starts. And then Logan Webb is just getting smashed. He just is. He's given up 6+ hits in 7 straight games now. He's actually given up 19 hits in his last 10 innings. I mean, this guy is just not in great form right now. Again, he's Logan Webb. He can turn it around at any moment. But that's what we got for page 1. Now let's take a look at page 2. And we start out with Clay Holmes against Yu Darvish. Holmes finally coming off a decent start after some struggles, but he is just flat out not missing many bats. We've talked about it before. His K rate in July is ridiculously low. He has 7 strikeouts in his last 15.1 innings. Yu Darvish has not quite found his old form yet. He has now given up 17 earned runs in 16.2 innings. When I say not quite, I mean it's not even close. It was pretty bad last start. 9.1 ERA now. And then Freeland versus that TBD guy again. Freeland giving up 3+ earned runs in 5 of his last 6 starts. We know what we get from him. He's gonna give up some runs. That's a guarantee. But TBD for Cleveland, good arm there. And then Littell versus Will Warren. Littell giving up 23 hits and 10 earned runs in his last 17.2 innings, and he's not getting many swings and misses either. Will Warren is struggling a bit. He's given up 8+ base runners in 3 straight games. Obviously, a big part of that, he's walked 3 now in 3 straight games as well. Ohtani versus Nick Martinez. Ohtani pitch count, like we talked about, very slowly rising. Got up to 46 pitches last start. I expect him to be in the 50, maybe 55 pitch range here. Should be good for 3, maybe 4 innings here. Nick Martinez, after giving up 10 earned runs, he has given up 2 earned runs now in 3 straight starts. Cal Quantrill versus Miles and Miles Mikolas. Quantrill been good last 2 starts after the All-Star break, giving up 5 hits and 1 earned run in 11 innings. I mean, it's been pretty solid. And then Mikolas, somehow, someway, has pitched 2 shutouts in 2 of his last 3 starts. Sandwiched in between those 2 shutouts was a 5 earned run start in 4 innings, though. And then Nathan Eovaldi versus Jose Soriano. Eovaldi, like I mentioned before, he's back to his old self. He's given up 1 earned run in his last 23.2 innings. This guy is as dominant as it gets right now. 1.5 ERA. Soriano, elite ground ball pitcher, like we've talked about, been pitching well lately, giving up just 21 hits in his last 5 starts, which is over 29 innings. And then we end it with the other AL West, Brian Wu versus Jeffrey Springs in Summer. Wu giving up 6 earned runs in his last 12 innings, but been solid all season long, as you guys know. And then Springs, the lefty, he's been struggling a bit, but has just given up 2 earned runs in 11 innings versus the Mariners this year over 2 starts. So that's what we got for the entire pitcher report and all the research help. And now it is time for those best bets. All right, we start out by heading out to New York where the Yankees host the Tampa Bay Rays. Yanks on the money line -136, Rays on the money line +120 with a total of 9 runs. We're going with a little puppy. That's right. Give me the Rays on the money line at +120 on ESPN Bet. Half unit play for me here. I really don't understand this line, to be honest with you. I think it should be a pick'em. But let's talk the starting pitcher matchup first. Zach Littell versus Will Warren. Littell coming off a bad start in Cincy, but I like to bounce back here. He has given up 3 or less earned runs in 16 of his last 18 starts. So he gives the Rays a chance to win when he takes them out. He gets a ton of chase, 86th percentile, which is going to be nice against this Yankees offense. Rarely walks guys. Maybe the best command in all of baseball. Just 17 walks in 128.1 innings, 99th percentile. Will Warren kind of been all over the place. Like I said earlier, he's pitching with a lot of base runners, 8+ base runners in 3 straight games. He's walked 9 guys in his last 3 starts. So obviously we have one starting pitcher who rarely walks anybody, and we have another one who's got some shaky command lately. He does have better swing and miss stuff than Littell. No ifs, ands, or buts about that. But he has been a little bit lucky lately, to be honest with you. The percentage of runners he's left on base in his last 4 starts, 100%, 92.1%, 57.7%, and 90%. I mean, that's just not really sustainable. At some point, someone is going to get the big hit against him with runners on base. He's also a guy that struggles versus lefties. It's a huge reason why I like this one. Now, he's given up a 278 average and 481 slugging to lefties. 10 of his 12 home runs he's given up have been to lefties. He has a huge 1.83 whip. Again, that goes back to, and that, by the way, that's walks plus hits divided by innings pitched. That goes back to just having a ton of base runners, and he has to work out of jams. 4.63 xFIP versus lefties compared to 2.47 versus righties. Now, it looks like, welcome back Brandon Lowe. That's right, the big lefty bopper for the Rays. I think we'll be back. On top of that, Jonathan Aranda, Chandler Simpson, Josh Lowe, Mangum, along with that Brandon Lowe. Josh Lau. One's low, one's Lau. I don't know. But either way, they have a ton of lefties. I think they can do some damage here. Yankees offense doesn't scare me much with Aaron Judge out of the lineup. They're probably a bottom 10 offense without Judge. Rays not exactly crushing it either. They've been average the last few weeks, but then we go to the bullpen. It's advantage Rays. They didn't use any of their best arms yesterday. Yankees used Devin Williams for 25 pitches, and on general, this Yankees bullpen is just flat out not good. So overall, I think I got the better starting pitcher. Offense is about a wash, except for the fact in this matchup, I love all the lefties for the Rays against Will Warren. Rays bullpen in general is just much better. Give me the underdog Rays on the money line as my first best bet. All right, the second one takes us out to LA where the Angels host the Texas Rangers. Rangers money line minus 130, Angels money line plus 110 with a total of 8 runs. We're going back to another money line. Give me the Rangers on the money line minus 130 on FanDuel for a half unit. I know this is scary. We just saw the Angels beat the Rangers in the first 2 games of the series. But again, it is always hard to sweep a team. Rangers, even with those 2 losses, you may start giving up on them and all that. They're right there in the thick of the playoff race now. They're 8-2 in their last 10 games. They're still been playing good baseball. Let's talk the starting pitcher matchup. Nathan Eovaldi versus Jose Soriano. Eovaldi, he is the ace of their staff. It's not even close. I know DeGrom's been really good this year, but he is the ace. This man has given up 1 earned run in his last 23.2 innings. He has allowed an insane 1 or less earned run in 11 of his last 12. 1 or less in 11 of 12. That's insane to me. Just threw 6 shutout innings at the Angels on July 8th. So unlike when we had DeGrom earlier where he had 1 bad start, well, he ended up having 2 bad starts now in LA. Eovaldi has shown he can shut out this offense. He dominates righties. 173 average against and a super low 231 slugging. In 187 batters faced in regards to right-handed batters, he has given up 1 home run. That's it. The Rangers also have won 4 of Eovaldi's last 5 starts, including 4 in a row. Jose Soriano is the man who struggles more at home. 5.37 ERA. Been pitching decent lately, but he faced the Rangers at home on July 8th. That date ring a bell? Yes, he faced Nathan Eovaldi that game. He gave up 5 earned runs in 4 innings. So when Eovaldi faced Soriano in this exact matchup in LA, July 8th, the Rangers won 13-1. Doesn't mean it's a guaranteed win. Just want to point that out. Offenses, Rangers third highest WRC plus versus righties last 3 weeks. Seager will be back in the lineup. He was not in there for game 2, getting the day off. Angels been about average to righties, and now they're facing one of the best in the major leagues. Bullpen, big advantage for Texas here. All the main arms are available. Angels in decent shape. Not as good of a bullpen in my opinion, but they don't have their closer if it comes down to that. They have Kenley. They've used Kenley Jansen now 3 straight days. Detmers was used for a 2nd straight day, so a little bit more tax, but I still give the advantage to Texas. Overall, the better starting pitcher, the hungrier team trying to avoid that sweep. Again, trying to avoid a sweep doesn't mean it's a guaranteed win or anything, but usually you see a lot of teams when they lose the first few games of the series, they got to avoid that one, and they play hard. So bullpen advantage as well. Give me the Rangers on the money line as my second best bet. All right, let's make it 3 in a row with another hitter parlay. Bobby Witt, Kyle Stowers, 1+ hit each at, we don't know the odds. So you know what? I can't stay up till 1, 2 a.m. trying to wait for the odds. We don't have anything out for Bobby Witt yet, but I think we're going to get respectable odds because Kyle Stowers is actually pretty low. It's getting close to minus 200. So I will update these odds in the pinned comment. This is still a bet for me. I'm going to go half unit for this one, but let's talk about it. Bobby Witt, 1+ hit. He has an incredible 1+ hit in 18 of his last 20, hitting 306 in July, starting to heat up, and he crushes lefties. How about hitting 342 off lefties this year? He has 1+ hit in 16 of his last 20 games versus a lefty starter. He's facing Joey Wentz, not a good lefty either. Really struggles versus righties. How about a 295 average, 491 slugging to righties, and a 5.13 xFIP? It's not pretty. I fully expect Bobby Witt to stay sizzling hot. And by the way, I almost went with Vlad. There's a couple guys to kind of pick from because, again, Kyle Stowers is the one that I'm going to be using as the minus 200, 220. This other one, Bobby Witt, is actually kind of a juice reducer because they're pretty high odds. But still, let's talk to Kyle Stowers here. I think the odds are too low, honestly. This youngster is having a great season. He's been a hitting machine lately as well. 1+ hit in 16 of his last 20. Currently on a 7-game hitting streak. In the month of July, this man is hitting 371. This kid, whatever you want to call him. Versus righty starters, 1+ hit in 18 of his last 20. Not bad. How about hitting 305 off righties this year as well? Facing miles and miles and miles and miles of Mikolas. Has a 4.93 xFIP versus lefties. Giving up a 34% hard contact to lefties. 264 average, 471 slugging to lefties. I think Kyle Stowers is going to get to him again. 1+ hit in 16 of his last 20. He hits righties well. Bobby Witt, 342 off lefties, crushing the ball right now. I love these two guys. So again, like I said earlier, I will update the odds in the pinned comment. There's nothing out for Bobby Witt yet, but I really like this one, so I wanted to get it out. So give me Bobby Witt and Kyle Stowers for 1+ hit each. That is my third and final best bet on the video. Not in love with this slate. That's why you're seeing some half-unit plays. Maybe I'm just being cautious today. You never know how you're going to wake up when it comes to betting 1 unit, half-unit, or more. But either way, these are my 3 final bets right now. There will be probably at least one more coming in the morning. It'll be in the pinned comments below on X and on Discord. Of course, it will also be on our website right away. So that's what we got. Before we get out of here, let's check out the recap. All right, there it is. My 3 best bets so far. The Rays on the money line, +120 on ESPN Bet. Rangers money line for another half unit at -130. And then the hitter parlay, Bobby Witt Jr., Kyle Stowers, 1+ hit each. Again, I do not have odds out for this yet. I will update that in the pinned comments below. Thank you guys for listening. As always, really appreciate it, especially all you guys that are in the grind every single day this summer betting baseball. It's not easy, but it's a lot of fun. So hope you guys all have a great Wednesday. Enjoy some day baseball, and we'll talk to you soon.